Hey guys, I'm Mark Burley,
I'm Sam.
and I work for, sorry Goose.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. Is there something wrong?
Yes, ma'am. The data on the MiG is inaccurate.
How's that, Lieutenant?
Well, I just happened to see a MiG-28
We.
Sorry, Goose. We happened to see a MiG-28 do a 4G negative dive.
We work for Michigan HOSA, and what we wanted to do for you is do what we would typically do when we go to a school and do a school visit, or at least an abbreviated version because that video would be very long, and we don't want to do that. So instead, what we were going to do is try to bring the HOSA visit to you virtually.
You are like
Talking
with
too
your
much?
watch, or I think, because you're almost waving to them.
Is it too much? All right, guys, I will try to not move my hand. Except I heard in videos that you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to be animated and energetic.
You are. I'm just saying it's more awkward because it's actually like you're waving at them.
Oh.
You're like,
Okay.
because I think are you fiddling with your watch?
No, I don't think so. Was I fiddling with my watch? I don't know.
That's what it looks like.
Okay. If I am, I apologize.
Anywho.
Okay, anyway, what we're trying to do is impart information about Michigan HOSA to you. Okay, so, because we can't be there. So we apologize that we can't, but here we are. We're living in a world that is virtual.
Not in person.
Yeah, not in person. So, yeah. All right, anyway, this is Sam, and Sam has worked for Michigan HOSA for how many years?
7.
7 years. Well, she was actually she worked for Michigan HOSA for 4 years as a college student. Went
Well,
away
that's
to the
what
real
I
world.
included that.
Yeah.
It was 4 years, 2 year not, and then back for 3 years.
Yeah.
So 7 total.
Alexa is talking in our office. I wonder why.
Is
That's
that
weird.
what that was going on? Because I thought somebody was out in the hallway.
No, somebody in our office. So today is September 29th. That means in 5 days, I will have worked for HOSA for 21 years.
21 years.
Ludicrous. I don't even look that old. You'd be old enough to be
It's true.
21 years old. It's impossible.
You're often mistaken as younger than me.
It's true, which is awesome. Anyway, enough about us. This is about you guys and Michigan HOSA. So, first off, why is HOSA important? Why do you want to be a part of it? Why do you want to join? And that is because HOSA is a healthcare organization for students who are interested in going to healthcare and also trying to develop some just some soft skills that are going to help you be more employable in the healthcare workforce.
Honestly, in any workforce.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about HOSA is that you don't actually, like, let's say it's too early to tell that you want to be a doctor or anything in the healthcare. You just know that you want to be a professional someday. This organization is also for you.
Yes. Anyway, so here, I have a quick story for you regarding this. And this is, we had pizza last night at our house. Typically, we are early to go and get pizza, right?
Early eaters.
Early eaters. We beat the rush. It's, I don't know, we were old souls or something.
Well, you have kids.
We have kids,
Yeah.
whatever. All right. And so we're not last night because it was we had cross country meet and that kind of stuff. So we had friends over, and so it's a little bit later that we're picking up this pizza. And so because it's later, there's kind of a longer line outside the pizza place because usually you go inside and you pick up your pizza and you pay and that kind of thing. But you can only have so many people inside the pizza place.
Right.
And so instead there's a long line outside and people are crabbing on the outside. They're a little bummed about this. And people are saying, oh man, it never used to be this way. Or I've got places to be.
This is unacceptable.
This is unacceptable, right. And so, and then there's this really smart person who goes, because there's glass there and you can see the people working, and this one person says, hey, check this out. Look how hard this girl is working over here. Look at her face. She's got a red face and she's sweating, and she is a wizard with moving the pizzas around. There's 4 different ovens and she's pulling them out and slicing them up and putting them in boxes and clearly working really fast. And then another person says, look at the number of tickets that are just lined across the shelf there. And suddenly, the line, just the whole attitude from going from a not very delightful experience because people are just complaining so much, turned to a sense of gratitude for the people who are making and serving them.
Working really hard.
Yeah, serving them pizza that night. And I don't even know if that person did it on purpose, but they led them in a different direction, right? And what an influence one person can have. And, this is talking about pizza, and we may not think that's a very important thing, and it really isn't relevant to the big picture. How much more as leaders, as future leaders, as leaders now, because everyone, whether you think you're leading or not, you are.
Yeah.
And whether this person thought they were leading or not, they were. We have great influence all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How much more important is it to be a leader in your school, or when you're at work, or when you're working with your HOSA members, maybe, and having influence there? And that's kind of what we wanted to talk about a little bit today, is leadership is really important. And so to belong to an organization that fosters that energy and teaches us how to be leaders and gives you some experience working with the competitive events.
Right. Well, and what better time to practice this than year 2020?
Right.
Because as cliche as it sounds, basically it's how are you looking at year 2020? Is it your glass half empty or glass half full kind of thing? And while it is fun to look at the funny memes and tweets and hashtags about how awful and catastrophic year 2020 is, we still have the control in some ways to look at it as are we being the jerks in line at the pizza place, or are we being the person that's calling out the positivity and good things about the year, or the things that we actually can control? So
yes. So what are some things? Yeah. All right. So moving forward with HOSA this year, what are some things that they need to know about Michigan HOSA in this? We don't want to be virtual, but here we are.
Right.
Right. So then, what do we do now? So number one is we're going to have some virtual conferences this year. The biggest one that keeps students coming back year after year is HOSA competitions.
Yes.
Right? And so the first round, there's 3 different rounds of competition. There is the regional level, and there are 9 regions in the state of Michigan. And typically those are geographically based. You've got, Region 1, which is the entire UP. You've got Region 2, which is the southwest part of Michigan. And it's just blocked off, but we did something different this year.
Yes. So because with the conferences being virtual, we didn't have to be tied to the geographical regions because we're not meeting in person. So instead, we switched a bunch of things up. We created 9 different regions, again, just specifically for the virtual year. So it's regions 11 through 19. And we just split it up to where you're not going to be necessarily competing against people you would have normally competed against, and just an equal number of participants in the region.
Right. So that regional is going to happen on December 19th.
For everybody.
For everybody. All regions are going to compete that day. We thought that was the fairest way of doing it. They're going to do competitions. This is interesting. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We're actually going to jump around a little bit, but we know that regionals is a big topic, so we're going to go into that one first. There are 47 different competitive events-ish, give or take a few. And December 19th is the competition, but I know that some people can't compete on that day.
Right.
Right. So there are a handful of events that are presentations or videos.
Yeah, uploading materials and not actually having a live Zoom or actually taking an online test. So you can actually be done with your competitive event prior to the December 19th competition date. And we have a list of them.
Yes, we have a list of those, and that's going to be on our website. Although I do want to, we try to be in Michigan HOSA accommodating as possible.
Yes.
However, sometimes we do say no.
Yeah.
And this is one of these times. So Sam, let's say I want to be a part of a biomedical debate team.
Yes.
My competition is on December 19th.
Saturday.
Saturday that day, but I can't be there because my sister is getting married, and it's very important that I have to be.
Right.
I have to be there. Is there any way that I can do that?
2 ways.
Oh.
Well, one, no.
I think no to the first part, but
Yeah.
where were you going?
No, but.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
That's one way.
So one way is, biomedical debate, for example, is 3 to 4 person team. So let's say your 3 teammates participate at regionals without you, and they move on to the state leadership conference. You can join that team because you have to have 25% of your original team. So you could actually just hop in then and participate at states.
Yes.
It's kind of more lame because you don't get as much
Yeah.
practice, but that's one way of doing that.
But but you can't actually compete on that day.
Correct.
Right. So choose a different event if you don't want to do it that way.
Yes.
You can run the risk of them if they don't make it to states.
Then
You might not make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe that's not the best.
But it is an option.
It's an option.
Okay. Now let's go in reverse a little bit because I jumped ahead of ourselves here. Michigan Games.
Yes.
Yes, that's kind of the most important and most pressing as far as time goes. The Michigan State officers this year created something called HOSA Michigan Games, and it was created to get people involved, you guys involved in joining HOSA, and now that we
kicking off the school year.
Right, getting people involved.
Yeah.
And active, because HOSA is more than competitions. There's leadership. There's community service projects, professional development, and this is a way to do that.
Yeah.
They have 4 different level tiers of things that you can do, and your chapter gets points for participating in those particular things. There's a form for each one of the activities on the HOSA
show
website.
Your proof of what you did,
Yeah.
and there's a leaderboard every week, so you can see where you're ranking against all the other chapters in Michigan. And again, it's not hard.
Isn't.
It's really easy to do, and it's just a great way to get involved and get to talking about HOSA in your chapter.
Right, going back, like I said, this is my 21st, I'm going to finish 21 years of doing this. This is one of the coolest things that's ever been created, especially by us completely 100% by the state officer team.
We had nothing to do with it.
No, we had nothing to do with it. This is all them. So hats off to our state officer. There's a really good state officer team this year, by the way.
Yes.
I really like them, and it is unfortunate that we are not together in person, because I'd say this is a fantastic team. I was about to say this is one of the most fantastic teams, but I can't say that. They're really all fantastic teams, and I love all of them. They've all been amazing. But this year does stand out just a wee bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
good.
go-getters.
They are.
That's for sure.
In fact, they just created a video that they have to do and send to the national level. And they created it, made it, and sent it on to them.
Without
I didn't even know it was going to happen. I never even saw it or heard about it. Kind of wish I had, because they said a couple of things that I wish they hadn't. But nonetheless, I'm not going to stand in their way because they're awesome.
Yeah.
And this is completely not something we talk about in school visits, but we're going to do right now anyway, because we're talking about state officers. State officers are elected by the members.
Yes.
You guys, typically at the state conference. And if you are a go-getter leader and you would like to join Michigan HOSA and possibly run Michigan HOSA next year as one of those 5 elected leaders from across the state, that application will eventually be online, and then you can work as a team to help facilitate the year of Michigan HOSA and help lead. And then next year, hopefully when we're in person, we can be talking about how awesome you are. Maybe. We'll see. All right, what else we got? Synapse. Talk to us about that.
Okay, so the HOSA Synapse is our weekly e-newsletter we send out every Thursday. It's something that you can subscribe to, which we hope you do. And this is our main way of communicating with HOSA leaders like yourselves. This is where we give updates, any new information, because we rarely send out just individualized emails to advisors. So this is our number one way of communicating. Also, in every single Synapse, we have a video called The HOSA Way with Mark and Sam. It's a vlog we started last year. We're already up to 40 episodes, which is exciting. And again, it's a quick well, sometimes quick, not always, but it's a recap of basically what again, it's updates and what new information, and it's just coming from us. The fun thing about it is it's
always outtakes.
There's always bloopers every single episode, because as you can tell from this video also, we're not perfect. We often...
we're not professionals. I'm not saying we're perfect. What I'm trying to say, we're not professionals and we mess up a lot.
We're not like professional TV news anchors.
Right. I know that comes as a surprise to you.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
But
we also think we're hilarious.
Yeah,
so.
Just ask us. We're so funny.
Emmy nominated. So yeah, that's basically the way to keep up with the latest updates with Michigan HOSA.
Okay. And you can subscribe to that.
Yep.
Anybody can subscribe to that. Typically, it's meant for people who are helping to run the organization or run your chapter.
Yep.
As far
so
as
whether you're definitely, if you're an advisor, you should be signed up for it. But if you are maybe your chapter president or something like that, it'd be nice for you to know the information too.
All right. 47 events, December 19th. Regional is typically a stepping stone. All right. States.
Just so you know, state leadership conference is like Christmas.
Yeah, it is the best thing that happens.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It is. It happens typically at the Grand Traverse Resort in Traverse City. Will it be happening there this year?
We don't know yet.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Right.
We, have contract with them, so they're not going to let us off the hook too easy, but it's also way too early to tell if we will have an in-person conference or not. If we do, it'll be April. Well, either way, it'll be April.
Yes.
But to yet to be determined.
Yes. But we'll obviously, if you sign up for the Synapse, we'll let you know probably on a HOSA Way coming to you soon. Let's see. This is how about membership goals this year?
Ooh.
There are no barriers to joining Michigan HOSA because it is mostly virtual. It is all virtual actually at the moment.
Yeah.
And so our goal, instead of thinking that maybe people aren't going to join this year, we'd like to think that everyone's going to join.
Yeah.
So
like, what would be a barrier in the past?
Well, money is a barrier in the past. Some people just don't have the means because not only is there is an affiliation fee, depending on your school and how it's run in your particular chapter, but for anybody to join, whether you're a student or a teacher, there is an affiliation cost, which is $20.
Yep.
Okay. And then to go to regionals, it's $20
Yep.
to a registration fee for 20. So it's $40 total just to participate in regionals.
Yep.
We don't know what states are going to be. If it's in person, it's a $75 fee. But those are fees that Michigan HOSA has. Your school may have some other fees that are tacked on to that.
Sure.
So they may do t-shirts at your school, or maybe there's a organization fee, or maybe there's a bus fee to get there, or a hotel room cost. Don't know how they do it, but those don't exist this year. There's no
transportation, no
Right.
hotel. Well, again,
we don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so meaning there's no that kind of barrier, and there's not even actually a scheduling barrier because competitive events, you don't have to do it on December 19th like we've already talked about before.
Right.
So there's just less barriers, and hopefully more and more people can get involved. And why not right now? Right? With a number of things that you can't participate in, this is one of the things that you can.
Yeah.
And we're still trying to deliver as much professional development as we can virtually. The state officers are scheduling a number of webinars, getting speakers. We just did one last Friday with
Dr. Michael Essenmacher.
Yeah, so that's on our webpage. If you're interested in being a physician, he gives some incredible insight on what it's like to go through medical school, how he did it, what is it like to be a physician now, and what are some of the intricacies and nuances about being a physician. It was just really insightful. It was good. He's just a cool dude anyway, and a former HOSA member.
Correct.
married to a former HOSA member. So you may be sitting next to somebody right now in your class. You might end up married. Who knows? I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it could happen.
Also have a side job of matchmaking.
Yeah, so there you go. There's that one.
So membership goals.
Oh yeah,
That's
so going back to membership goals, we're hoping there's at least a 10% increase. We'd love to break 8,000 members. We had 7,516 members last year, and we're hoping to beat that.
Yeah.
Hopefully all the way up to 8,000. I really want to hunt down Decca. Beat Decca. Shh, don't tell him. That's what I want to do. As the Career Tech Student Organization directors get together a couple times a year, and Decca's the biggest one in the state right now.
And we're number 2?
We are not. Well, we maybe. I think so.
Okay.
FFA's a little different because
Yeah.
FFA has, I don't know how they count their members, but they have a lot more middle school.
Yes, they do.
Which, by the way, if you have a middle school brother or sister, or son or daughter, HOSA is at the middle school level and the collegiate level.
Yes. So join.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what FFA's members are, but we love all the student organizations, no matter what they are. I don't have a negative thing to say about any of them. They're all completely awesome, but that still doesn't mean I don't want to compete with them.
Right.
It's not a competition.
But I want to win.
But I want to win. That's what I tell my son all the time. He's like, Dad, we're not racing. I said, okay, I'm not going to race you, but I'm going to win. Sorry, it's my nature. Okay, what else? Anything? There's probably some more stuff. The Michigan HOSA website is a place that we have hundreds of videos that we have created.
The YouTube channel.
YouTube, what did I say?
The website. Either way, you can.
Yeah.
Either way.
The Michigan HOSA YouTube channel. We have hundreds of videos with tutorials, with review videos, things that you can watch. If you don't really know what HOSA is, there is a Why HOSA video that has thousands of hits because it's a good way to describe it. There is you created HOSA in 1 minute-ish?
Yeah, this was my very first video I made almost 10 years ago.
No way.
Yeah.
For real?
Because it would have been 2011.
Leaping lizards. Wow.
And you can tell it is a little.
It's archaic, but it's still the second most amount of hits on it.
100%. It's great.
Anyway, there's a lot of resources on the Michigan HOSA YouTube channel as well. And then if you just want to stay up to date with more and more stuff, please subscribe to that HOSA Synapse that you can do underneath the teacher tab on the Michigan HOSA website.
Yes.
So, we're not standing in the line for pizzas.
Nope.
We are actually doing some real leadership stuff that impacts your world for your entire life. It's a big deal to belong to stuff like this, so we would love for you to belong to HOSA, but if it isn't HOSA, belong to something that is bigger than you, where you are gaining skills and have a belonging to a place where it's going to push you a little bit to be better than you are right now. You're great and you're wonderful and we love you just the way you are, but we love you too much to keep you the same.
That's nice.
I just made that up.
Wow, really?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I heard it somewhere. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay.
That's very good, by the regardless.
Anyway, Sam did not have a baby during this video,
Nope.
which we're super excited about because that can happen at any minute now. But her water did not break, which I'm really happy about that.
That would have been an
that would
iconic
have been
video.
epic, right? Let's stay on just a few minutes longer, you guys. Maybe it'll happen.
Let's do some skull.
Oh my gosh, we gotta go! All right.
All right.
I think that's it, though.
Okay.
Cool. Well, anyway, we hope you have a great year. Please reach out to us if you have any questions whatsoever. If there's a way that we can make your year great, we hope that you do.
And share with us what your chapter is doing in this virtual year and what you're doing to make. Oh, I was gonna try and be like really
eloquent.
Show us how your glass is half.
Oh, there you go. What are you doing
to make your 2020 glass half full?
That's what she said. Oh, can't put that part in there. Anyway, that's us. Anyway, have a great year, guys. We love you. Sorry that we're not with you, but we'll hopefully, cross your fingers, we will catch up with you.
In April.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.
Oh boy.